or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is prohibited. The NCAA thanks you for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a wonderful country that offers freedoms like no other. At this time, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
The Wittenberg Tigers are back at home as they play host to DePauw in a North Coast Athletic Conference matchup. Hi, everybody. Scott Leo and the coach Jim Scobie with you tonight. Glad you're tuned in wherever you may be. It's Wednesday night hoops here in Springfield. Wittenberg's 2-3 on the year, 1-0 in conference play. DePauw is 3-4 overall, 1-2 against the NCAC. And Coach Scobie, for Wittenberg, it was an 0-3 start followed by back-to-back victories to get them to the overall 2-3 mark. It's a Tigers team that defensively is trying to find its rhythm, but you know, as we get into conference play, time's kind of running out for this team to find its mojo if they're going to live up to the expectations.
Exactly, Scott. And I think what's interesting, I talked to Matt Croce before the game, and you know, what he mentioned was, I don't think people realize how much the pandemic, the year off for at least 3 players that didn't play at all, how that's affected their team. And a lot of people think, well, it's just they got more rest. That's not the case. The chemistry, the ability to relate to the new players, all that is a lot of time and a lot of work. And Matt Croce has said that he's actually been really surprised at how the team has started to come together. It's going to take a while to gel, but he feels like he's got the right chemistry to be able to see this Wittenberg Tiger really step it up.
Tigers were picked to win the North Coast Athletic Conference, and they take on DePauw here tonight. Wittenberg, it'll be Landon Martin, Rashad Ali Shakir, Ridge Young, James Johnson, and Levi Betcher. For DePauw, Elijah Hales, Grant Nego, Nick Whistle, with Nolan Wego and Grant Goman. DePauw has beaten Kenyon, lost to Denison, and lost at Worcester so far. Wittenberg's lone conference game was a win at Hiram. Tigers are coached by Matt Croce in his 6th season, and he is assisted by Danny Ellis. Bill Fenlon, in season number 30 with DePauw, is calling it quits. He's going to retire after this year.
How about that?
That was announced back in October. And a familiar face assisting him, Nathan Wally, the former Wittenberg assistant, is now at DePauw. So again, Wittenberg, Martin, Ali Shakir, Young, Johnson, and Betcher. DePauw, Hales, Nego, Whistle, Nego, and Goman. Tigers of Wittenberg in the home whites. Tigers from Greencastle in the traveling black. Opening tip is won by Levi Betcher, and Wittenberg has the ball first. This is a Wittenberg team that got a win here at home in the non-conference over Wilmington, followed by that 7-point road victory at the Terrier Dome against Hiram the other night. And so now we'll see how Wittenberg can fare against this DePauw team in the first of 2 meetings on the year. Betcher starts to drive, kicks it. Here's Martin. He's leading the team in scoring at 18 a game, falling away. Landon's shot doesn't go, ball tipped. Young has it and then has it stripped away. It'll be Nolan Nego who comes up with it for DePauw. Nego gives to his brother Grant Nego. Goman, we've played 45 seconds. Tigers in their man-to-man. They doubled on the wing, so that allowed the kick-out three from Goman, but he missed. And Wittenberg tries to push the tempo. Ali Shakir.
Wittenberg on offense will try to spread it out a lot. They'll try to do a lot of individual penetration and then kick to their shooters. They depend a lot on their outside shooting game, and that's something that I think Matt Croce would like to see more of, going inside out. It's been a difficult time. A lot of dribbling, a lot of kind of figuring things out, but good ball movement on that.
Ali Shakir, that's the guy you want shooting threes, and he buries it. His first attempt of the night. Rashad Ali Shakir shooting 40% from behind the arc. He's averaging 9 points per game, and he'll give Wittenberg a 3-0 lead. On the wing, this is Nick Whistle to the top for Goman. All alone, Wittenberg lost track of Whistle, and that's an easy 2 for DePauw.
A lot of shuffle cuts by this DePauw team, and what that means is a lot of movement, a lot of guard play, getting picked off from the top and cutting through. That time, someone made a tremendous pick. Wittenberg wasn't able to switch, and they had a wide open player.
James Johnson will knock it in from the top of the key. Kind of rattled it home to James. He's only making his 3rd start in 6 games, averaging 10 points. And he's been shooting 42% from deep. So Tigers have had a couple of guys really shooting it well from distance. Here's a 3-ball that won't fall for Hales. And Coach, you and I have said this a million times over the years. The game's a lot easier when you're making shots, but the great teams find a way to win even on off nights.
Well, no doubt about it, Scotty. And I think the key again is, like football, like basketball, rhythm is so important, and helping a team learn to find its rhythm. And part of that comes from, like we said, chemistry, but X and O's are important in getting the right cuts. This is a team that's going to have to really work on developing, getting other people's open so that you can create offense. And Wittenberg has been great on offense. It's been their defense that's been susceptible so far in the season.
Johnson able to create a little space, has a size advantage against Grant Nego, and that's 5 early points for JJ. By the way, the foul was on Whistle for DePauw, his first, game's first. 17-10 to go, opening stanza. Tigers with the early lead here on their home court.
The big player for DePauw is going to be their little guard, Elijah Hales. He does just such a great job of working the ball. That time, a little kick to the big guy. He missed the 3, but look for Hales to have his hand on it a lot tonight.
Second missed 3 for Goman. Ball fought for after the Ali Shakir miss, and coming away with it is Grant Goman. It'll be DePauw ball. 16:39 to go in this first half. Scott Leo, the coach Jim Scobie with you from here at Pam Evans Smith Arena. Glad you're tuned in. Wittenberg trying to start the conference slate 2-0. Little head fake from Nego, got into the lane, and he'll score. That was too easy as he goes around Landon Martin.
And again, the ability to rub people off with the physicality that DePauw does. They like their big man to squeeze some people at the point and then rub people off. That time, after the switch, they were able to get an easy basket. If you're a Tiger for Wittenberg, the Wittenberg Tigers, you're going to have to really break through screens, talk. But right now, they're knocking down the 3, Scotty.
Yeah, Martin created a little space with the dribble, little flip pass to Betcher, who knocks down the triple. That's 3 early threes for the Wittenberg Tigers. They're perfect from distance. This one won't go for DePauw. DePauw's 0 for 4 from behind the arc. So it's a 7-point Wittenberg lead, and now they're looking for more. Young to Betcher. Being guarded by Whistle. Out to Martin. Martin back to the bucket, trying to create. He'll let it fly. No good.
And I saw Matt Croce just shake his head. Too much one-on-one, trying to make it happen off the dribble instead of really making plays. Oh, there's a bad throw in.
Johnson saved it right to Goman under the basket. That's
Cardinal rule,
That's
and that
the rule.
is never throw it back towards your basket. Always throw it to the opposite basket. And I think James got in a situation where he had nowhere to go, and he threw it to the wrong guy.
Yep, threw it to the wrong guy in the wrong spot. Here's Johnson falling away. That's no good. And so DePauw is within 5 with possession here. We've played a little over 5 minutes. At the top, Goman, guarded by Johnson. Goman has a little bit of a size advantage in terms of weight on him, but Johnson's quicker, and so we'll see if that matchup lasts and how it goes between those two. Goman's already shot 2 threes in this game. That's Elijah Hales from downtown, and so all of a sudden it's a little run here for DePauw to get within 2. It's 11-9.
Yeah, Whitburg again on offense. A lot of dribbling, a lot of individual play, and I know Coach Croce would drill another 3. So they're absolutely burning the nets down here at Pam Evans Smith Arena with the 3. That is the 4th 3 now for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was Landon Martin that time. Feed pass into Goman. Oh, he walked.
Looked like it.
They don't call it. The ball was tipped as he went up. He still had possession, came down with the ball, no whistle. And in the end, you'll get a Wittenberg foul on Levi Betcher, his first and the team's first.
Tigers going to bring in some players. And again, one of the things that Matt Croce is already trying to develop is his 7 players, his 8 players, that the 3 he can go to the bench with and feel confident with. And early on in the season, you're always trying to find those guys that really play well together. I'll tell you a guy that's really been impressive is a local kid. And you know, you and I talk about this a lot about kids who will come in and make plays. But Josh Tolliver, a kid from Springfield, Ohio, Springfield Wildcat, has absolutely opened up the eyes of the coaching staff of Whitburg. He comes off the bench and plays like a madman. I mean, he's physical. He's had some really great games, especially their wins.
Daniel Asher and Bryce Hill both in for Wittenberg on that last stoppage. DePauw makes changes as well. Hill out to Young. Cross-court pass. R.J. Powell checked in there for DePauw. And the Tigers for DePauw get a stop at the defensive end. 13:25 to go in the first. Wittenberg, as you said, Coach, shooting it well to start out. They are 4 for 4 from deep, 5 of 9 overall from the field. A missed 3 there. Tigers try and turn it into points at the other end. Hill missing from behind the arc, left side corner. That's the first Wittenberg miss from 3. Hales. Off the screen, here's Powell. Got into the lane, high off the window, missed it. Ball out of bounds, it'll belong to Wittenberg.
Here comes, as we mentioned, here comes Tolliver off the bench. By the way, while we're here, Scott, you know, having been here in Springfield and we look around, it's been a tremendous fall football season for the local high school team here. Springfield Wildcats go to the finals. D1, they lose out to St. Edwards, but a tremendous run last Friday. They were in Canton, lost 23-13, but what a significant run, one of the greatest runs ever as far as high school football here in Springfield.
Here's Asher on the turnaround. Can't get the bank to go, rebounded by Whistle.
Good box out by DePauw. All 4 guys getting their great elbows out and absolutely allowing the ball to just fall to the floor. That's a big-time rebounding stunt.
The NCAA Division III playoffs for football are down to the semifinals. No surprise, Mount Union, North Central, Mary Hardin Baylor, as steps are called here.
Yeah,
and Wisconsin Whitewater is the 4th. It's
funny you mentioned that, Scott, and you and I have talked about this. There's about 8 teams, it seems like, in the last 10 years that always are in the hunt. And you mentioned the same culprits. It's Mount Union, it's Mary Baylor?
Hardin Baylor, yep.
Yeah, those. And
well, the same 4, those same 4 stayed teams at the top of the polls. They were the top 4 teams all year long, and those are the 4 playing in the semis. So
that's something.
No surprise.
And it's impressive. I mean, they're excellent every year.
Asher on the turnaround, he'll get it to go. Wittenberg's football team finished 7-3, second in the conference, behind DePauw, actually, who won the conference and made it to the second round of the playoffs, beaten by Whitewater.
I actually talked to the trainer that's here that was a football trainer, and she said that they had one player that played off the football team that's on the basketball team. He didn't make it today, but it's kind of interesting.
On the drive, lefty layup is good by Camden Brown, and so DePauw is within 4, 16-12, 11-13 to go in this first half.
Well, you know, having played the game and also coached it, that's something that is just actually an unpardonable sin. You cannot, in a half-court offense, allow a team to come off the screen, make a play, and get a layup. It's unconscionable. And so I know that's something that drives Matt Croce crazy, because if they're going to get better and get stronger and have a chance to win this league, they've got to make stops. They can't give up layups.
And for Whitburn, number 1, Landon Martin, and number 20, James Johnson.
Had a pretty good crowd come in right at the last minute here. The game started at 7, and very. I had talked to some of the people who work here, and they said that's been a very kind of a norm here, that a lot of the fans come right at the time.
Nick Whistle was called for the DePauw foul, and now Daniel Asher is called for the Wittenberg offensive foul for an illegal screen. That's an LA type crowd, right? Come strolling in.
I think so. LeBron crowd.
DePauw down by 4. Wittenberg has led the entire way so far. Almost 10 minutes gone in this one. Trying to back down against Asher was Camden Brown. The kick out for the 3 is no good. Offensive rebound, though, following a foul. It was Cooper Mixon who grabbed the offensive rebound off the Ronald Johnson miss. And the foul is on Daniel Asher, his second.
Pardon me, Scott, just wasn't physical with it. When you grab the board, you got to really grab that, put it in a power spot position under your chin. Didn't do it. Got stripped. And now DePauw go to the line. They, on the year, shoot at a 88.4 clip from the free throw line.
Yep.
So I talked a little bit to Matt Croce about this team, Tiger team, and he said, you know, it's amazing how the younger players, some of the great teams that have happened in the last 2 or 3 years, some of the guys didn't realize how really good they were.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes to step in and be at that level, and it just shows. And he said that some of the guys are learning a lot here in these early stages.
Tolliver leaves it for Harrison Goff. Here's Hill to Johnson. Shot clock at 2. JJ will fling it from the free throw line. Can't get it to go. And DePauw has a chance to tie or even take the lead on the hustle. Tolliver able to get back quickly and get a hand in there.
Got his hand in. That was big because he forced the shooter to make a bad shot.
Mixon missed the shot. Missed by Landon Martin, but Tolliver cleans it up and follows. And so Josh Tolliver gets in the scorebook, and just like you said, Coach, he's been providing a spark off the bench for this team, and there's the case in point right here in the first half tonight. Wittenberg by 4.
I think, Scott, the thing that's so noticeable over the years, and you've watched a lot of great basketball in your time, but great players seem to be around the ball. And, you know, Josh Tolliver, even in this first few minutes, it's kind of interesting. You saw him on defense. What did he do? He hustled back, got his hand in on the play, made a good defensive play. Won't be in the stat book, but it really changed the trajectory of the shot, which was missed. Wittenberg rebounds it. They come right back. A missed shot on that end. He hangs around. He gets in the flow, and he gets a putback, all because he's around the ball. And it's interesting, but the longer you do this stuff and watch basketball, and I love this game, it's amazing how great players just surface around the basketball.
We see it time and time again.
This is going to be one of those games, I think, for Wittenberg. They've got to get in a kind of a grinded out mentality, and they're going to have to, with the lead, they've got to figure out a way. When you're jacking quick shots, sometimes that will allow your opponent to get it out and get easy baskets. And Wittenberg's got to get in a flow where they're playing great defense and getting stops, but also on the offensive end making plays.
Wittenberg coming with some pressure now here, Coach, and I wondered how early in the game we would see that. Wittenberg's playing 10 players, so they're trying to be deep on the bench. And so when you have some athleticism advantage and you have a bench, why not apply a little pressure and see if you can't speed DePauw up, maybe force some turnovers. Here's a miss on the lean-in by Camden Brown.
Well, interesting on that defensive possession, Scott, there's no help by Wittenberg, so that means that they're on their own. How about that? That's big time. That's NBA type three.
Yep, Johnson was in rhythm and caught it and shot it in. Tigers by 7 now. Wittenberg with the lead.
James Johnson with his second three, and that was right at the top of the key. And he's the second guy with 3. Also, Landon Martin has 2 threes. So Wittenberg right now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threes on the night.
Ronald Johnson missed the 3, but it's out off of Wittenberg. Rashad Ali Shakir checks back in for the Tigers. Landon Martin's out there. James Johnson with Tolliver and
good
Goff.
hands.
That one's fumbled away by Nego, and Goff snatches it for Wittenberg. Johnson. Tolliver trying to look in, now gets it back to Ali Shakir. Here's Landon Martin. Shot clock at 10. Martin can create off the dribble. And he will hesitate and go and finish right at the rim. That's where Landon Martin can be oh so dangerous. That stop and start, that quick first step.
And what works on that is, I like the fact that Matt Crosey's trying to feel out this DePauw defense, what they're doing. And they're doing the same thing Wittenberg's doing. They're going man-to-man. There's no help. So after that screen, it was a one-on-one play. And his speed and quickness got him to the rim. And you got to like that. Tigers again lead 23-14. This is where you really want to play great D and start grinding this game out. Get a rebound here, get it back, be smart with it. The freshman gets his pocket picked, it looked like.
DePauw able to get it right back. Now James Johnson gets a hand in there, knocks it away from Mixon. Mixon's going to come back at him, and this time Johnson's called for the foul.
And again, I know looking at Matt Crosey, he is really frustrated right now going up inside along the bench here. And I think the thing that he just is wanting so bad, a Christmas present early, is he'd really like for his guys to buy into the whole defensive process. And that's what he needs for Christmas. And so I hope the guys give that to him, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. And right now he's searching for that. And great drive by DePauw, but head fake, and he had James Johnson up in the air and got the foul, and they've missed a couple free throws now.
So the foul on Johnson, his first, team foul 5 on the Tigers of Wittenberg. Free throw is good to make it 23-15, 7.5 to go in this first half from Pam Smith Arena at Wittenberg. Scott Leo and the coach Jim Scobie with only the second home game for the Tigers. Johnson back to the bucket. Trying to back his man down, beats him, and now we're going to get an offensive foul. They say Johnson hooked him with that right arm as he made his way to the basket.
Yeah, we call that a hook. We also can call it a chicken wing sometimes. Just depends if they get around him. But I think you're right, Scott. It was more of a hook. He got his elbow around him and used it for leverage. And, you know, leverage is a big thing in basketball. But he was caught with his hand in the cookie jar. You can't do that. You're not allowed to move a guy with your elbow.
Here's Johnson to Nego. Back to Johnson into the corner. Catch and shoot 3 for Nolan Nego. No good.
I get every time I hear you say Nego, I want to say Montego from that movie.
You got Nolan Nego and Grant Nego.
Yeah, I know.
For DePauw, and that pass from Ali Shakir is taken away. Not a good pass for Rashad. Ball tipped out of bounds underneath, stays with DePauw, 25 to shoot.
Both teams, again, good hustle down the floor, just bad decisions on passes. And I think early on in the season, you see a lot of that. They're really trying to work through some things, trying to develop their game, and it's still early.
Levi Betcher got a hand on that
nice
pass,
D.
and then it's last touched by DePauw.
Gotta love that. Gotta love, he got in a great denial defense where you see the ball and the man. And as the ball came from the baseline out of bounds, he was able to get his hand on it. And then it went off him and off the DePauw player.
Yeah, it was
great
James
defensive
Havria
play.
who touched it last, so it's going to be Wittenberg ball here. 6:26 to go in the first half. Landon Martin, averaging 18 a game, kicks it, and here's Ridge Young on a three. Young was spotted up and ready. And so Ridge will give Wittenberg its largest lead of the night, 26-15.
6-3 for the Tigers, and they're really starting to feel good around that three line, and they get DePauw. Something Wittenberg had done earlier on the screen foul. DePauw gets caught with it here, so a nice run here by the Tigers.
Bill Fenlon wants a timeout. James Havrilla called for the foul, his first. 6 Wittenberg fouls in this one, 3 fouls on DePauw, and it'll be Wittenberg ball out of the timeout. But, you know, Coach, if you look at the way this thing has started, it couldn't be much better for Wittenberg in terms of knocking down shots. 6 of 8 from behind the arc. DePauw is just 1 of 9 from three-point range. And so, you know, we talk about Wittenberg needing to be more consistent defensively and find that rhythm and play together for 40 minutes, something that maybe didn't do very well in the first 3 games this year. But if you're able to shoot 75% from behind the arc and the other guys are shooting 11%, you're in business.
And it's interesting, Scott. I love the scenario of football and basketball. You notice in football, when you run the ball, it sets up your passing game. I mean, everybody knows that. When you pass it, you can set up the running game. Now, in basketball, they've hit a bunch of threes, 6 threes. But guess what now? They're going to be so aware, DePauw, of trying to stop the three. Now's when you go inside. Now's when you work it around, and someone's going to be wide open, and there isn't going to be any help. And that's the whole thing with defensive help, is you really want to set up a play where they get it to you with no help. Then it's one-on-one. And if you can't score in the paint one-on-one, you shouldn't be in college basketball. And that's what we're going to see now. Can Wittenberg begin to, you know, be smart enough to get it in the paint and get some easy baskets?
Ali Shakir near the corner. Out to Betcher.
There's a back door. Good.
Young over to Ali Shakir. A little head fake. Shot clock at 10. Young. Betcher in the corner. Goes baseline to Young, but he was out of bounds. Betcher tried to feed it right back to Ridge Young, who had gone out of bounds under the bucket and had not been able to establish himself back in play, so it's a Tiger turnover.
What hurt Betcher on that is he aggressively took the baseline, but he was right behind the back of his own player, got caught up in the air, had nowhere to go, and no one to throw it to. That's one of those things where they always tell you as a coach or a player, never jump up in the air before you know where you're going to pass it, because it always brings some bad news. And that time he threw it away, or he would have probably gotten called for a travel.
3 ball from the corner is good by Elijah Hales. Hales had 26 points against Denison last Wednesday. DePauw lost that game by 9, but Hales went off.
Hales has got 2 threes now, and he's the one guy that Wittenberg has really got to be aware of around that 3 line.
Martin falling away. Off the handle of the cup. Tip is no good by Goff, but we're going to get a foul. It's a push under the bucket.
I love the way Goff fought in there. He set himself up well by getting himself in position, fighting for that position, and then on the follow, he got shoved under the basket. So terrific job by him. And that's one thing. A little bit of hard work will really pay off.
Josh Tolliver back in for Wittenberg. Bryce Hill re-enters. Changes for DePauw as well. Cooper Mixon goes to the bench. And so it's Whistle with Nigo, and Havrilla. And for Wittenberg, it's Young, Tolliver, Goff, Betcher, and Hill. 5 minutes to go, first half.
I was just going to say, Scotty, 13 freshmen and sophomores on this basketball team. A lot of youth.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how I never thought there'd be that many, but there is.
Pull up off the dribble, Nigo. Here comes Young. A lot of grabbing at Ridge Young as he worked his way up the court. No whistle. Young gets a screen from Goff. To Hill. Tolliver. Floats it back out. Shot clock at 10. Young. Wittenberg will reset here. Young's going to drive it. He'll get to the bucket and be fouled by Grant Nego.
One thing Wittenberg does, Scott, is when they get down to about 5 seconds, 8 seconds in the play clock, notice Matt Croce, he'll pull on his shirt. And basically what that means is whoever's got the ball, it's yours. You got to use a screen, but the nice thing about that is everybody on the floor knows whoever's got the ball, guess what? Leave them alone or screen for them, but they're going to take the shot. And hopefully they'll take it in the paint for a layup. But I like that mentality. They run it down to about 6, 7, 8 seconds, and boom, whoever's got it. Pull on the shirt. And they know who's going to take it. Two nice free throws for the Tigers.
Yeah, that gives Young 6 points. James Johnson is the leading scorer for Wittenberg with 8. Elijah Hales leading DePauw with 6. On the drive, Grant Nego gets to the bucket and scores. Now, Nego also had a 26-point game. That came in a win over Kenyon in DePauw's conference opener. So you've got 2 guys who have each gone for 26 already this year. In Hales and Grant Nego. Tolliver on the spin to the bucket, missed the shot. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. It'll be DePauw ball. Wittenberg by 10, 3:48 left until the break.
Again, Tigers, that particular time, again, the freshman Tolliver just kind of took it one-on-one and kind of a tough shot. You're trying to create openings. You're trying to create shots with nobody around you, and unfortunately right now with this offense, a lot of one-on-one, a lot of dribbling, and you'd like to see more movement, but I'm sure that's something that coach is going to talk to him about when they go in at halftime.
Grant Goman.
Good help.
Ball tipped away. Young comes up with it, but then tried to push it ahead for Martin. Couldn't get it there. DePauw regains possession. 3 ball in the corner. That's off the glass from Nego, way off the mark. Goman. Kick out, whistle, got to the lane and scores.
Good delivery, good penetration. If you get it in the paint like that, it's very difficult to get a stop, and DePauw able to finish and cut this thing to 8, 30-22.
Wittenberg almost throws it away. Martin tracks it down. Betcher tried to hand it off for Goman, or I should say for Goff. Here's Betcher.
Nice.
Stick back is good. Wittenberg stays with it that time, and it pays off. The lead is back to 10.
That's his game. Again, being physical, getting the rebound, going back up with it. And then once he gets that down, he can step out around the perimeter. He's got a nice jumper from 15, but that's his game.
Illegal screen. We're going the other way. This will be on Grant Goman.
Now this is where, as a coach, Scott, you say to your guys, we have 2:30. Forget the scoreboard. Let's play. Let's see what we can do in the next 2:30. Let's go 0-0 right now, and let's really win these next 2 minutes and 31 seconds. And this is where you really get better. And this is where your seniors need to say, come on, we really want to see what we can do. And then you look at the tape later and say, look what we did in these 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
2:19 to go. On the drive, Martin kick out, Ali Shakir head fake and buries the 3.
Nice.
That little head fake sent Nick Whistle right past him.
Yeah, very significant, and then he pointed to his buddy in the seats, which was kind of cool too.
Missed the shot here on the runner, did Nego. Tigers the other way, Wittenberg Tigers.
Nice.
Ridge Young will finish with the left. Here's where this Wittenberg team can really get into rhythm. They balloon the lead to 15, and that's enough for DePauw to call a timeout. Wittenberg turning defense into offense, playing a little faster, and it works out well for the red and white.
It's funny how defense will really make your offense better. And we talked about that 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Look at that. We've run off 34 seconds, and it's 4-0. And if I'm over there with Matt Croce, and I'm sure he's telling this, hey, it's still 4-0. We got 2 more minutes. Let's see what else we can do. And if you play really hard like that and good things happen, you might be up 20 at halftime. You never know. But that's kind of how sometimes as a coach you've got to look at it. And sometimes guys need that. They need to kind of see that for the next few minutes. We're going to go at it really hard.
Wittenberg, after tonight, will have a big one on Saturday at Wabash, who was picked right behind Wittenberg in the preseason poll. You figure Wittenberg, Wabash, Worcester will all 3 definitely have a say in who wins the conference. And it'll be the Tigers and Little Giants on Saturday at 2 o'clock over in Crawfordsville. And then Wittenberg back here at home will play in the Wittenberg Holiday Classic on December 20th and 21st. And that will involve Albion and Franklin. And then Wittenberg will play Juniata. Consolation game on Tuesday. Championship game will wrap it up Tuesday night. 4-team tournament. Goman backing his man down, spins, went left and then right. I thought he walked too, but Wittenberg will get the rebound after the miss. Here's Young. Martin on the drive. Got into the lane, doesn't get the roll. Goman the rebound.
Good attack.
Stolen by Ridge Young.
Love it.
Ridge Young plays heads-up defense there, and Wittenberg gets an easy 2. The lead is 17.
Boy, I'll tell you, they're playing like we talked about. It's just they're aggressive. They're playing better defense too, Scott. You brought that up, and it's really affecting everything. Just their determination, their ability to get after people. They're quicker with their feet too.
Goman backing his man down, missed the shot right off the back of the rim. Final minute of the first half. Betcher in rhythm for 3. Nope.
Oh.
If that one would have gone down, this place would have exploded.
Down on that one.
It would have also pushed the lead to 20.
Good ball pressure there. Again, attacking. Look at that. Look how little things are affecting DePauw just because of the heat. They're turning the heat up, and it's really causing some issues.
On the drive, little head fake, bucket, and a foul. Play. Bryce Hill's called for the foul. Elijah Hales will get a chance for a 3-point play.
Got news for you. Hales is a player. You just know it. He's one of those kids out of Indiana, I believe, that just absolutely knows how to play the game. You just can feel it. He just kind of flows with the ball. Great penetration. Got his defender in the air and had the ability to use his body and finish at the glass. So he'll have a chance for a 3-point play here. Boy, Wittenberg had a nice little run. I think about an 8-0 run there before that.
Hales from the line. He'll hit it.
Sturdy kid, but I would think he's going to be one of the probably a first-team All-NCAC this year. That's how good he is.
Shot clock at 20, game clock at 22. So about a 2-second difference here. Wittenberg will play for the final shot. Young will dribble in place out on that wing at W at midcourt. Down to the final 10 now. Betcher sets the screen. Young to Johnson. He'll fling it, and it's no good. It's off the back of the iron, and that's how the first half will end as Elijah Hales tries to heave it 3/4 court. So the first half is in the books, and the Wittenberg Tigers have started strong here at home tonight. They will go into the locker room leading DePauw 39-25 here on the Tigers Sports Network. 39-25, Wittenberg leading DePauw as we get set to start the second half. The Tigers of Wittenberg, 9 points in the opening half from Ridge Young, 8 for James Johnson. Landon Martin had 7. Rashad Ali Shakir had 6. DePauw got 9 from Elijah Hales, and then it dropped off. 4 from Grant Nego. Nick Whistle had 4. But Wittenberg shot 7 of 11 from behind the three-point arc in the first half. That's 64%. DePauw 2 of 12, just 17%. From the free throw line, Wittenberg 4 for 4, DePauw 5 of 7. And out of the halftime, Grant Nego catches it down low and scores an easy one. And so just like that, DePauw's within 12. That's the way the half needed to start for the DePauw Tigers. Here's Ridge Young into the lane for Johnson to Ali Shakir. And he's going to miss a 3 that comes up short. Rebounded by DePauw. In the front court, Elijah Hales. It's Hales, Nego, Whistle, and Goman for DePauw. Same starting 5. Wittenberg, same starters as well. Martin, Ali Shakir, Young, Johnson, and Betcher. Spin move getting in the lane up with the right hand was Nego. Left it well short.
DePauw that time in their half court, Scotty, really showed that shuffle offense. What they do is they just work it.
Yeah.
They just run you off that screen like the old-time scissors cut. Good aggressive play by Williams, but just didn't get it up over the glass. But what happens is you get a lot of easy baskets on cuts, and then once it gets down to the bottom, you roll it down. But there's Hale again, and he can carry a team by himself. And out of the halftime, DePauw scored 4 in a row.
Yeah, as we said, a high of 26 for Elijah Hales this year. Landon Martin on the take, and that's really what Wittenberg needed there. After DePauw gets a couple quick baskets to start the half, Martin puts it on the deck and attacks, and the Tigers are back up by 12, Wittenberg Tigers. And the other way, though, Young got beat. There was some confusion there. Grant Nego will get 2 more. 41-31, Wittenberg the lead in the ball, 18:08 left to play in the game now. Martin. Here's Ali Shakir near the corner. Out to Martin. Guarded by Whistle. Betcher. Shot clock at 10. Young. Ali Shakir. He's going to launch it from way out top. Missed the shot. Foul on the rebound. And it's going to be against DePauw.
Yeah, Levi Betcher that time. Again, the senior from Urbana, Ohio, did a real nice job of battling in the paint, got his elbow up, and when that ball came off on the carom, he was able to get his hand up and got kind of shoved out of the way. So Wittenberg with a chance, a baseline out of bounds underneath.
Ali Shakir, 1 dribble, 3 ball, yes. By the way, that foul was on Camden Brown, and we should mention that we had that it was going to be the original starting 5 for DePauw, but that's Camden Brown in there in place of Grant Goman here at the beginning stages of this second half. So Brown down low instead of Goman. Offensive rebound DePauw, that's Hales. And it's airballed in the corner by Whistle. Young. Little hesitation move to Betcher. Out to Johnson, 17-11 left to play. Tigers by 13. Martin got caught in the lane and then
Good
gets
defense.
it stripped away by Whistle.
Yep, you got to kick it. You got to get rid of it, and held on to it too long in the paint.
On the drive, Nego to the corner. Whistle got cut off, feeds it across the lane. Bucket for Camden Brown. So Camden Brown, the 6'7" freshman in there.
That time again, DePauw, they're aggressive to the basket. They've had 2 or 3 drives and gotten penetration, and when Wittenberg tries to help, they're able to kick it down. That time, Camden Brown was able to get the easy basket. Good ball movement by Wittenberg right now.
On the drive, Betcher feeds for Landon Martin. Great look by Levi Betcher, created by the dribble drive.
And the swing of the basketball and then that penetration really made a difference. The way you beat a defense is you swing the ball, bring it back, and force the team to have to move a little bit. And then you get that penetration with help and then drop that dime, and that's what the Tigers did.
Here's Nego. Little spin in the lane. Nego missed the shot. Late whistle and a foul call against Wittenberg.
he's one of those gym rats. You just watch a player and you just get a sense. We've watched it for years. Scott, we've played a lot of different guys growing up, but when you look at this kid go to the line here, he just has that knack. He's played basketball, his whole life, and he's got good handles, knows how to one-on-one make plays, and that time he created something for himself, got the foul, and all of those guys from Indiana can shoot free throws. And he's come out now, Grant Niego, he's got 6 points here in the second half.
Yeah, 6 quick ones, and the lead is 11 for Wittenberg. We've played just over 4 minutes in the half. Martin. Daniel Asher's back in the game now for Wittenberg. Set that screen. Ali Shakir fumbled the ball away there, right into the hands of Brown.
Again, too much dribbling, pass the ball. You don't need to dribble the ball on offense. All you have to do is just work it, pass it. You'll get the easy plays.
Yep, 3 ball at the top, no good from Brown. Follow is good by Whistle. And the lead is single digits.
Crosey's going to call a timeout because he did not like what happened there. No, on the shot, nobody boxed out. Nobody did anything. They followed it up, got an easy layup. That's just not good. That's not good basketball, not good defense.
So full timeout called by Wittenberg. This is a Wittenberg team that jumped out to a fast start tonight with their outside shooting and led by as many as 17 late in the first half.
And Scott, you talk about it a lot, and I'll be the play-by-play guy. You be the color guy. How many times have you seen teams that come out and it's a little bit of fool's gold? You start shooting threes, everything looks so good, and you think that when you come back out, it's going to fall like that. Like they go 7-11 in the first half.
Yep.
And they did hit. I think they hit one
of
early.
3 so far.
Still feels pretty good, but the reality of being able to shoot that well is just very unreal. But how many times have teams done that? They rely on that, and all of a sudden they find out at the end of the game, those teams get back in it.
Yeah, you fall in love with jump shots, and you stop attacking the basket.
Yes.
Yeah, you see it all the time, and so that's probably part of the message here from Matt Crosey.
Yeah,
One, keep the defensive energy up like they had in the first half, where they were really getting after this DePauw team, even off ball, trying to deny some passes. And I think the other thing is, like you just said, keep attacking the glass, working the basketball. Don't settle for the easy stuff.
Oh, you're right. That's very true. Preach it, brother, because that's really what it's all about. We'll see after the timeout what kind of shot they get.
Yep, Johnson's backing his man down. He's going to fall away and doesn't get the roll. Martin tries to crash the glass. It's going to be last touched by Camden Brown for DePauw.
But you like where that shot was, even though it was a step back jump shot. You like for him to get to the rim and maybe create a foul. But nice play in there, baseline out of bounds.
Lob it for Johnson, Hill. Here's Young, 12 on the shot clock.
Good passing, though. Good perimeter passing by Wittenberg.
Young, little stutter step drive, tried to feed it to Asher, ball volleyed, and then
turnover.
Grabbed by Elijah Hales. It'll be DePauw ball, and they're going to throw it ahead for Whistle, who beat everybody down the court and gets an easy 2, and now it's a 7-point game.
And what happens is when you on offense send your guards to the glass and you don't get someone back, it's awful. I mean, red flag
Martin
time
got
because you're going to give up an
basket.
easy one.
Landon Martin trying to do too much there on the dribble.
Bad shot,
Little spin move, a half whirl spin move, and then he got caught behind the backboard.
A little bit of Wittenberg shooting themselves in the foot right now. They've got to regain their poise and get back to what they were doing earlier. Play good defense and get some stops.
Big possession here for DePauw. They could get it down to 2 scores. Turn around, the roll goes for Whistle.
Yeah,
and it is a 5-point game.
Wow.
Wittenberg went into the locker room. Here's another Tiger timeout. Wittenberg Tiger timeout. The home team went into the locker room seemingly on cruise control with that lead of 39-25. And since then, it's 16-7 DePauw.
Yeah, and again, everything we've been talking about is the reality of you can't just come out here and start shooting bombs. You've got to get a rhythm. You've got to attack the glass. A great time, really, to try to get DePauw in trouble. Take the ball to the hole and make them foul, and then, take the game from the free throw line. But, if you take those long shots, and I noticed some bad decisions by Wittenberg has actually allowed DePauw to get some easy baskets.
Yeah.
And, boy, if you're on the defensive side, you're down like DePaul's been, and all of a sudden you look up and you're only down 5 when you've been down almost 14. That's big. So they've got to feel really good right now. Wittenberg's got to regain their composure here with 13:53 to go and a lot of time. Only up 5 now, 46-41.
Here's Young to Asher. Bryce Hill is going to shoot the 3.
Can't rely on that.
James Johnson gets in there and ties it up, and Wittenberg has it on the arrow. That's a nice hustle play by James Johnson. So Young will trigger it in from the baseline. Asher. Hill. Johnson.
Good
We're going to
idea.
push.
Yep.
Asher set the screen, and Whistle shoved him trying to get through the screen.
DePauw foul number 24, Nick Whistle. His third, team second.
Team foul 2 on DePauw. Third on Whistle. Young to Tolliver. There's Hill. Shot clock at 3. That's going to be deflected and a foul call. Bryce Hill tried to get that 3 up in a hurry.
3 shots.
And that's going to be the 4th foul on Nick Whistle. So before Bill Fenlon can get him out of the game, he's going to get hit with his 4th foul.
Bill Fenlon did not like that. He thought that his player tipped the basketball and was definitely letting the official know it. But, boy, he's got a player now with 4 fouls, and it's hard to bring that guy back for a while. So, I mean, he could sit out about 8 minutes here.
Betcher was trying to check in, but because it's 3 shots, he won't check in until after the 2nd attempt.
Gosh, I wish I'd have gotten to play with the 3-point line. That's what I look back on and I go, I played before that happened. I'll tell you, gosh, that would have been fun.
It has eroded the mid-range jumper.
It has. It has. I just say this. I scored 1,300 points in college, but I think about the 3. Yeah, I love the baseline jump shot because I was, down there and I was in the corner a lot and made those shots. You just kind of wonder how you could have ballooned 1,300 with a few threes.
A lot of guys in the Wittenberg record books that are saying the same thing.
I bet. There's no doubt.
12:55 left to play in the game. 2 out of 3 for Hill, and then Young with the block. It's a great play by Ridge Young. 3-on-2 numbers, tried to drive it. He's going to be fouled in the lane.
Great effort by Ridge Young, his ability to steal the ball, the spin move, to get out on the break, to lead the 3-on-2 break, and then he gets the foul. One thing Wittenberg I thought would get more of tonight was a lot of easy baskets on fast breaks. There was a great setup, a mismatch in the lane. They throw it up for James Williams, and he goes up, or Johnson, and he finishes with the catch at the top of his height and lays it in. Great play. Another steal here.
Yeah, Johnson just picked it right away from James Havria. And at the other end, Johnson on the reverse layup goes up and under. Just like that, Wittenberg's up 11.
And that's the kind of play everybody's been hoping to see out of James Johnson. After the pandemic was over, they really thought that's the kind of play he would get. Good
Tolliver
back screen
commits the
by
foul.
DePauw all the way to the basket. They just set that up well.
Yep, Tolliver got caught on the screen, tried to recover, commits the foul. His first, team foul number 2. And Ronald Johnson will be the guy shooting with 12:14 left to play. 52-41, Wittenberg by 11. Wittenberg trying to go to 2-0 in conference play. DePauw is 1-2 against the NCAC, and the first free throw is good.
And it's kind of like tennis. It's really interesting when you talk about playing conference games, you know, when you serve, you really, you know, home games you got to win. You just got to win. You look at, if you're going to win a conference championship, you got to win every home game, and then you got to be really well trained and active on the road. And if you can catch some extra wins on the road, my goodness, you got a chance to win the conference. But Wittenberg right now has got to get this one. This would be a good setup to go 2-0.
DePauw on Saturday will play host to Oberlin while Wittenberg goes to Wabash. Johnson tried to dribble into traffic there, spun right into the double team. Hales tipped it, and Johnson touched it last off his foot.
Now, something that would have helped Johnson there is the guy who doubled down on him. If he'd have cut to the basket, he'd got a layup.
Yeah.
And that's, again, a part of that chemistry thing that they're trying to figure out with each other. But good play by DePauw to get the steal.
Near the corner was Johnson. Now on the drive, nice little start and stop. Missing the shot, though, was Brown. Ridge Young the other way for Wittenberg, and he'll wisely bring it back out. 11:27 left. Hill. Betcher to the rack. Missed it. Tolliver the follow.
The freshman Tolliver.
Josh Tolliver recognizing that Betcher was going to take it to the rack, and he follows and gets the offensive rebound and the stick back.
And that's the stuff that the kid here from Springfield has really made a difference on. Matt Croce loves that kind of play, but here he goes. On defense, they just dribble down and get an easy layup. Drives Matt Croce crazy. He's shaking his head. He's frustrated, looking at his bench, talking to his coaches. That's just really hurts.
Tolliver. Johnson. Got it. James Johnson for three. Right over the outstretched arm of Camden Brown. And Wittenberg's lead is a dozen again.
Again, just one of those step-back jumpers that he can do. And now they got to play defense. Very critical here.
In the lane, righty floater. No. Betcher the rebound. The miss comes from R.J. Powell.
Nice setup.
To the bucket.
Nice setup.
Young can't finish, but he's going to shoot two. Nice take by Ridge Young.
Yeah, he took it to the right, kind of feinted a little bit. When I say just kind of took that little step and slowed down, and then he reversed it and went left, and he had the lane to himself. And a lot of times I've seen him make that bank shot off the left side. It's a tough shot, but he did get fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Young makes the first one, and it's a 13-point game, 58-45, 10-15 left in the game.
It's good to be with Scott Leo here in the catbird seat at Wittenberg. Another year of getting to broadcast. We're so blessed, so thankful that you're listening in, and we hope everybody at home's doing well. And the Tigers, again, the winningest basketball program in Division III, and a team that's going to be exciting this year. And he'll go to the line again here and
got them both. Did Young
knock them down? So
Rashad Ali Shakir's in. Landon Martin checks back in now. So it's going to be Ali Shakir, Martin, Hill, Betcher, and Tolliver, the Wittenberg five. Grant Goman is in there for DePauw.
And this is a heat 'em up team. This is a pressing team. This is a team that can get up on you. And whenever you put Tolliver in there, of course, he's a great athlete from Springfield, played football, played basketball. They can put a little pressure on you with this group.
Nolan Nego sends it back out to Hales. Hales, Nego, Mixon, and Goman, the five for DePauw. Missed three. Rebound Betcher. Hill to the corner for Ali Shakir.
You know, that's a shot that he hurried it a little bit. You'll give that shot up. He's a good shooter, but that was a really quick three, and the offense really never got set up, and Wittenberg will allow that.
Good ball movement here. Hill. Great bounce pass across the lane. Somehow snuck it in between two defenders, and Betcher gets an easy bucket.
That's everything you want. Now, Coach Croce is, after a make, he's having guys pick up a little tighter, which is kind of cool. That's something you call as a coach. So they made the basket, and everybody found their man. They got in a little bit of pressure, so they're heating it up a little bit. We'll see what it does.
Turnaround is
just
good.
A big shot.
That's a tough shot by Nolan Nego.
Yeah, that's just a great play, great defense. But you know, sometimes just guys come up with great plays, and he came around with the right hand, almost like a little bit of almost like a hook. But he just nails it. Just a little a flopper over the front of the rim.
61-49, or I should say 61-47. Wittenberg by 14. Martin from deep. Too much on it. Rebound Johnson. Hales in and out.
Push it. Get an easy layup here. Push it on him. Paul did a nice job getting back, though. All four guys got back.
Here's Betcher. Wow. Levi Betcher.
What I say about shooting threes, forget it. If you're making them, the coach is going to go, no, 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 good shot.
There's an answer, though. Cooper Mixon at the other end. 64-50, Wittenberg by 14 as we come upon 8 minutes to play.
Now notice Wittenberg slowing it down a little bit. They're going to use the clock. Don't have to take those quick shots when you're up 14. So, work the ball, run some plays, get to the glass, and then finish around the basket. Get the rebound and finish.
Martin tried to force the issue there and airballed the shot. Mixon will kick it for a three, and it's Hales who buries it. Elijah Hales. 64-53. The lead is 11, 7.5 to go.
And again, Wittenberg did a nice job. They got it in the paint, but when the ball got stolen or on the shot, they didn't get the rebound. And right away, DePauw pushed it, hit the three. So we'll see. This is critical time right now.
Ali Shakir leaning in.
Tough shot. That's not the shot you want to take. Easy,
Hales able to leave it for Mixon and one.
Easy basket.
He lost his shoe and still scored the bucket. Cooper Mixon, a chance for a three-point play. The Wittenberg lead is 9.
Yeah, and it's like a 6 to 8 point run right now. Wittenberg looked like they were really starting to settle in at 64-50, and even before that they had a nice lead. But DePauw is really putting on a run here, and this is the time to do it, because if you can get it close now, then it comes down to crunch time.
Ridge Young back in the game for Wittenberg. Harrison Goff with Hill, Martin, and Tolliver. Free throw good by Mixon. James Johnson is in. He'll replace Landon Martin.
And number 22, Harrison Goff.
Seven minutes to play in the game. Wittenberg trying to get to 2-0 in conference play. Tolliver. Rebounded by
an
Hales.
8-point lead, and you shoot a three like that. Very quick, you need to grind it out a little bit.
6:43 to go. Here's Goman against Goff. Got it. Over top of Harrison Goff. Nice move by the sophomore, Grant Goman.
Yeah, Tigers have got to answer here. This is a big possession for Wittenberg.
Johnson to Goff. Wittenberg's led by 17 tonight. Hill can't hit the three.
What a tough shot.
Rebounded by Mixon. Foul at the other end against Tolliver.
A lot of time, 6:13 to go, and it's down to 6 points, Scotty.
Taking low percentage shots, which maybe some of those were going in earlier, but right now those misses have allowed DePauw to get back in this game.
Number 31, Levi Betcher. In for DePauw, number 30, Camden Brown.
That pass went right through the arms of Brown. It's grabbed by Betcher. Young doesn't have the numbers, had it stripped by Johnson, but he stepped out of bounds.
And that time, Ridge took on two guys, like it was a 1-on-2, and maybe should have pulled it out, but he saw something there. But fortunate it got bounced out of bounds. They'll get the ball underneath, baseline out of bounds under their own basket. The Tigers looking for a basket here to take a little pressure off.
Martin.
Get it inside. Get it in the paint. It's very tough.
Johnson, reverse.
Nice.
Yes, James Johnson, big time bucket when Wittenberg needed it.
Good play by Johnson, and smart play by the senior to get to the glass. Make this DePauw team have to play you straight up and either get an easy basket or get a foul. Nice play by the Tigers. That's Wittenberg Tiger basketball right there.
Three ball good at the top. Good ball movement, leaving Cameron Brown open.
Again, Brown, a guy that came in the second half, and he's really played pretty well for the DePauw Tigers. And there's a stretch here where Wittenberg has got to match him because DePaul's come back here in this late second half.
James Johnson leads Wittenberg with 17 points now. Fall away on the baseline. Beautiful. He's got another one. He's starting to feel it. 19 for Johnson to lead the way. He's one of 4 Wittenberg Tigers in double figures.
Scott, as you know, when you're in crunch time, you want your shooter, you want your player to have it, and he's the guy you know that one-on-one, there's not a lot of guys in the NCAC that can hold him.
There's a catch by Brown. Thought about the three, instead leaves it for Johnson. He'll miss on the three. It's run down in the corner by Brown. He saves it off of Bryce Hill. It'll be DePauw ball.
And that's a hustle 50-50 ball that they shoot a long three and no Tiger gets the ball. Actually, a DePauw player just out-hustled him for the ball, tried to, get it, but he throws it from going out of bounds and hits it off the Tiger player. So DePauw Tigers right now with a chance to again get closer and closer with 4:30 to go here. Wittenberg Tigers lead 68-61.
Yeah, DePauw burns a timeout. The Wittenberg women's team is playing at DePauw tonight, and it's all DePauw Tigers in that one. They're in the fourth quarter, 71-40 DePauw. The Wittenberg women's team will, after tonight, be back here at home for the Holiday Classic. You've got on the women's side, Clark State playing here on Monday the 20th, Asbury on Wednesday the 22nd. Wittenberg women's team will go to Nashville to play in a tournament on the 29th and 30th. A lot of basketball ahead, and for Matt Crosey's team, even though they started 0-3, they were a preseason top 25 team in the D3hoops.com poll. But then you drop 3 in a row, and that's the end of that. Right. But now they've won 2 straight, and they're trying to, most importantly, go to 2-0 in the conference with a win tonight.
Yeah, I think that's a significant part, Scott, is the fact that at home you could get your team into a 2-0 situation. And, again, those home games, winning them are so important.
Here's Nigo. We got a whistle and a foul against Wittenberg.
Nigo just slashes. He's what we call a slasher. He's just really good with the ball. His handles are good. He came off the elbow on the right side and just slithered down into the lane and was trying to get to the basket, and Wittenberg had to foul him. So, again, there's a possession, 20 seconds on the board. Just really play good defense right here, Wittenberg. Get a rebound, get the ball back. Every possession so important right now in this basketball game.
Here's Nigo. Grant Nigo on the drive. The floater is short. Johnson the rebound.
Good defense by the Tigers. Able to defend and get the rebound. Now they got to set up and work the ball. Get a rhythm going and get an easy basket on the offensive end.
3:55 left in the game. Wittenberg has led by as many as 17. They lead at the moment by 7, trying to hold on and get the victory in front of the home crowd. Levi Betcher is fouled going to the rack.
What I like about that is Betcher, when he caught it in the paint, he had his mind made up. He made that little drop step and took it with his left hand. Totally fooled the DePauw Tiger and got to the glass. I thought he'd finish on it, but he'll get a chance to shoot 2. Levi Betcher, the senior out of Urbana, Ohio, the pride of the Urbana Hill Climbers.
That'll make it an 8-point game, 69-61.
Beautiful. Nice touch. Balance elbow, eye follow through, just got those fingers right over the cookie jar. Beautiful, beautiful free throw by Betcher. And more importantly, a 9-point lead for the Tigers.
On the drive, Mixon is fouled by Betcher. Great take from Cooper Mixon.
Yeah, Mixon has shown some athleticism. Long, lean guy, but he's, you know, a guy that's, how big is he, Scotty? Is he a 6'7" kid?
Mixon, yeah, well, he's listed at 6'6", out of Troy, Michigan. He's a senior.
He's a strong, sturdy kid, and he has that ability to be able to play a lot of positions. He can play the wing, he can go in the paint, play the 4. But he's really good with the basketball, and that's what makes him so successful. Knocks down the first free throw. Good form. And again, as I've said before, most players out of Indiana know how to shoot. They can make free throws, and that free throw gets them close with 3:32 to go, only down 7.
Still a 3-possession game, but 70-63, 3:32 to go. And if you're the Wittenberg Tigers, I mean, the first thing you got to do is take care of the ball and make sure you're getting good shots. When DePauw got back into this game, it was really a product of Wittenberg maybe, like you said, falling in love with those 3 balls that were going in early, and instead of maybe working the clock and working the ball and getting a better shot, they were still taking those 25-footers.
Yeah, and we would call it settling. You know, you can't settle for the long shot. You really got to work for it. Sometimes you watch basketball and you see these plays at the basket and you go, my gosh, that was easy. None of those plays are easy. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of picks, a lot of things, movement, and that's why coaches always talk about movement without the ball, making that defender have to work. When you have the ball, of course, their coach wants them to guard hard, but when they're not guarding you, if you make them move just like that play by Betcher to cut into the lane, look at Johnson cutting through, force that defense to have to move.
Here's Hill into Betcher.
Nice move.
Offensive
nice
foul.
Move.
Same thing they called the first half on James Johnson. They're calling Betcher for the hook going around Camden Brown.
That's a tough call, and you know, I know, you know, Coach Croce is arguing about it. That's a tough one because, I mean, in some ways you learn leverage like that. They teach you how to use your arms and your legs and get underneath people. That time, a couple times now, Tigers have gotten caught for it.
On the drive, too strong from Camden Brown.
Tigers need to be smart with the ball. 3 minutes to go, leading by 7.
Young in the front court. Johnson. Towards the corner for Young. And offensive foul called on Ridge Young. Taking the charge is Grant Nego.
Yeah, kind of a shocker there, but they felt like they needed to call that. So, again, interesting.
So 2:38 to go, 70-63. Wittenberg has led throughout.
Critical play here. Looked like they tried to get the back door. Paul working it down to 15 seconds.
Johnson. Brown. Whistle. Kicks across court for Johnson. Got to the bucket and scores high off the glass.
Almost
Somehow got it to drop.
Scott. Almost got the foul and almost went to the line. So they just spread it out and they attacked the basket, similar to what Wittenberg's been doing.
2 minutes left to play. It's a 5-point game. James Johnson leading the way for Wittenberg. He's got 19 points. Elijah Hales, the top scorer for DePauw, with 14. There's 3 more for James Johnson.
Wow.
Give him 22 on the game. It's his 4th made 3 of the night, and it'll push the Wittenberg lead to 8. We will get a Wittenberg timeout with 1:47 remaining. Bill Finland.
What do you do?
Really going after the officials here, and I'm not sure what he's upset about.
I'm not sure either. Maybe he saw something on a screen. Maybe he saw something. Usually it's the thought process that someone got someone open, and maybe there was a push. But you know, when your team is behind, you're always upset about something.
James Johnson, 22 points, 6 rebounds. Levi Betcher, 12 points. Landon Martin, 11. Ridge Young, 11. 9 for Rashad Ali Shakir, and then after that, Tolliver, Hill, Goff, and Asher each have 2 points tonight. DePauw led by Elijah Hales, 14, Grant Nego, 12, Nick Whistle, 12, Cooper Mixon, 11, and then Camden Brown, 7, Grant Goman, 5, Ronald Johnson with 2, Nolan Nego, 2. James Harvilla and R.J. Powell have played but have not scored. Wittenberg shooting 49% from the field. DePauw at 43%. From behind the three-point arc, Wittenberg 11 of 21, 52%.
That's amazing. And I think Matt Croce, again, is very thankful for the three, but I know in that timeout he was really preaching to the choir because he was letting these guys know you have got to play defense every possession now. Stay between your man and the basket. Make sure you have good box outs. You can't give up layups. And just be strong with the basketball when you do get it. But don't allow easy attacks to the basket. Stay away, and that's not what you want.
Yeah, left-handed layup in the lane. Nego puts it home.
Just drives you crazy.
Two-possession game now at 73-67. 1:15 left. DePauw is 5 of 21 from behind the arc, so they've only shot 24% from deep. Wittenberg 10 of 11 from the free throw line. DePauw 12 of 14.
And that's about right, Scott. They shoot 29% from the three line, so that's they're not a great shooting three team.
Johnson falling away, air ball out.
Terrible.
Barely grazed the rim, almost an air ball. Under a minute to go. DePauw needs a bucket here, and they need one quick.
Yes.
Here is Whistle. Tigers really guarding hard now.
Another layup.
On the drive, Nego up and under, missed it. Nobody's there to rebound. It'll be Young with 41 seconds left. Wittenberg's turned it over 15 times. DePauw 9. Total rebounds, though, Wittenberg 31, DePauw 24. So Wittenberg able to win the rebounding tonight.
Got a foul.
And now we will get a foul from Nego with 28.5 to go. And that will be the 7th on DePauw, so it'll put Young at the line for a 1-and-1 and a chance to put this one away with a make.
Ridge Young at the line for a 1-and-1.
Wittenberg
taking in for DePauw, number 31, Nolan Nego.
Was outscored in the paint tonight by DePauw, 36-24, but when you get 11 threes, that might happen. Absolutely.
And again, I know Matt Croce has got to be really happy about the way they shot the ball from the three line. And, you know, Shakir, again, a very good game, but you look back on defense, I mean, they were up almost 14.
Yep.
And could have really blown it out.
Largest lead was 17.
And could have blown it out, but again, the defense is, boy, it's going to be a work.
Yep.
All year long, because again, if you're gonna have a chance at this conference, good defense there on the steal.
Yeah, and they were better tonight. Wittenberg was better tonight, and really the last 3 games they've been better. And we're starting to see some of that chemistry you were talking about before. And so Wittenberg's going to put this one away.
Big win.
7.7 to go. There's a foul. 75-67. Wittenberg will go to 3-3 on the year, 2-0 in the conference. At Wabash Saturday, that'll be a big one, Coach. And then DePauw falls to 3-5, 1-3 against the North Coast Athletic Conference. And DePauw will be back at home on Saturday as they play host to Oberlin.
And, you know, Scott, this is a DePauw team, I just didn't want to say it, a pretty good team, a great coach. They've got a real good player in Hale. They've got a couple guys inside that can make plays. If they have a night where they shoot the ball really well, they could be a real problem. And Wittenberg tonight with their offense really helped them. But this is a win that's going to really be big late in the year, just because I think DePauw is going to have a say as to who's going to lead in this conference.
Chance to knock a few people off along the way for sure.
Absolutely.
76-67. Second throw is good. 77-67. And so Wittenberg has played 2 home games. They've won them both. On the drive, right to the bucket. Easy layup for Nego. And that'll do it. 77-69, the final score here tonight in Springfield as Wittenberg defeats DePauw in this NCAC matchup. Coach, I will see you after the first of the year.
I wish you a great Christmas. Nice victory for the Tigers tonight, and looking forward to some more games this season. Yep.
77-69, Wittenberg wins it here on the Tigers Sports Network.